Anytime someone discovers that I'm somewhat religious, guess what question they want to know? What church do you go to? What is your foundation of beliefs? They're trying to get to understand who I am and sometimes box me in. It's unfortunate today that the religious world is divided into so many sections. Did you know that the word denomination literally means of a name? I'm of this name. Well, I'm of this name. Well, I'm of this name and this body of beliefs. While there's certain to be differences among us, as we read through John chapter 17, it becomes clear that this is far from Yeshua's intent and desire. One of the things that struck me about the chapter we've read today is how he continued to call for oneness. Unity, that's the word that we use today. He kept asking that we could be one as he and his Father is one. Let's take a look at it again. In chapter 17, let's pick up around verse 11. It says, "And I am no longer in the world, but they are in the world, and I am coming to you. Holy Father, keep them in your name, which you have given me, that they may be one, even as we are one." So his purpose was, I want them to be one. Keep them in your name. Why? So that they may be one. They be one. All 12 of those guys be one. All those knuckleheads, those men full of ambition to be one. How could they be one? It really didn't matter. But his desire was that they be one. And by him saying that suggests that it is possible that there may be oneness even among men with such different passions or different strengths, as we learn about the character of Peter and John and their different personalities. There still could be oneness. My call for us today, as we discuss this in this video, is that we return or get to a place of oneness in our own spirits and minds, that we can be unified across the world as a people who are one before God. Now, I know that there's going to be arguments and there's going to be disagreements and there's going to be differences, but that we can get closer to achieving this oneness that he intended. If we continue to look through this passage, we continue to see him call for one. And so for his name's sake, I plead to you, seek oneness. And verse 20 says, "I do not ask for these only," those 12 disciples, "but also for who? For those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one. Just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me." What a beautiful and earnest desire that our Master has for us, to be one. He says, it's so beautiful the way you and I are. I'm in you, you in me, and I am in them, and therefore you are in them. Let there be this oneness and this unity like none other. In verse 22, "The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one as we are one. I in them and you in me, that they may be perfectly one, so that the world may know that you sent me and loved them, even as you loved me." Matter of fact, this whole purpose for this oneness, one of these purposes is that it will be evident to the world that you sent him and you loved us. I like to believe that I'm of those people he was praying for, and you are too, that says, not just for these, but for those who will believe. May we be one. Look, I know we're going to have our differences. I know I'm going to bump heads, and trust me, I've done so many times going through biblical studies in my bachelor's degree. I've come across a lot of conversations that we've bumped heads, we just didn't agree, and we'll never agree, I don't imagine, on everything, and that's okay. Matter of fact, that's what makes the oneness so powerful, is that we can still be unified over something so much more important than our small differences. It reminds me, and I want to close with Paul's words as he reflects also on Christ. "So if there is any encouragement," and this is in Philippians 2. "So if there is any encouragement in Christ, if any comfort from love, And look, he was saying, if any, I'm not saying that we have it all. Like, if you have anything, any encouragement in Christ, any comfort from love, any participation in the Spirit, any affection and sympathy, complete my joy, he says, by being of the same mind and having the same love, being in full accord and of one mind. You know, some translations say one spirit, one purpose. We can be unified. It does not mean we need to be uniform. There's a difference. We don't have to look alike. We don't have to do the same things. We don't have to go to the same places. Matter of fact, that wouldn't be unity. That'll be uniformity. And no one wants that. Matter of fact, he made the body so that it's differentiated very intricately. And the eyes and the hands and the feet, all specifically different. However, we can be unified and having the same mind. We can move to one purpose, towards one goal, and having that same spirit. And another caveat is that we don't have to have the same level of maturity. I've met myself, my younger self, and other people, and I've thought, man, I used to be like that. And that's okay, because our spirits are the same. We want the same goal, to minister and help people as much as possible. So I don't know what hangups you've had in the past, or maybe coming up in the future. But as we look across the street and see this church, or as we go to our workplaces and see other people who don't necessarily belong to the religious group that we have, let's remember that his desire, don't do it for me, but his desire is for us to have one mind, one spirit, one purpose, so that we all have this unity about us. Let us focus on those things that unify us, while still challenging us to think deeper and deeply about the principles of his word. It doesn't mean we don't challenge each other. I need that. You need that. But let us come to the floor with a spirit and mind that's unifying and saying, all in all, we are together and trying to make this difference. Look, if things work out the way I'm thinking they will, we're all going to go to the same place. And we might as well learn to get along right now, because we're going to be together for a long time. So may Yahweh bless you and keep you. And may this unity of spirit and mind bless you and your family. Thank you.